an odd number and you're thinking whether to evolve, that's the one you should go for.
It's trial time, let's go. We get a 6-drop and a 9-drop here. This is going to be a powerful board, he says. Yeah, okay. 3-7 and 3-15.
Put those in my deck. I dare you.
I mean, United Kingdom already has another hero card. Just put another hero card in.
And Psychic Screaming in a Jiraxis is actually pretty terrifying for Taiwan.
I know Jiraxis isn't actually a hero card, sorry everyone, but it functions in a very similar way.
Is it not a hero card?
It's a minion. That's why it's on the board right
Oh yeah, that's a good point. That's how it works.
It actually has an attack.
That's why it can be sack-pacted. Okay. Well, it does the same thing like you were saying.
It does.
See why you're making the distinction now.
It was interesting to me, actually. Like, I was wondering when hero cards came out properly, I was wondering if they were going to make Jiraxis one and change it so it gains armor instead of sets health. But no.
Don't like change.
Good old Jiraxis stays the way he's always been.
And you can see from Roger's reaction here, it's like, I really don't want to give them these 2 prime pieces of real estate in their deck.
I guess Suncreeper Tarim is pretty good in Tempo Shaman, actually.
It's not so good now the ability's gone, the hero power's gone, but it's still pretty tasty.
Lots of Fireflies and generation and things.
So if Jiraxis are 416, do you get 16 armor? And 4 attack? That's not how it works, right?
I hope not.
That's not what the card says.
It already confused me enough that Dr. Boom gives you 7 armor when played. 7 mana, 7/7s confuse me.
They confuse me too, Dan.
Fungalmancer, hero power. Nah, that's not great, is it?
Keleseth Chain Gang. Oh, you might want to keep the Chain Gang so you can insta-evolve one.
So maybe just Chain Gang, hero power.
That's just a wasted turn, though.
Is it? You get a 5-drop and a 4-drop.
Maybe you Keleseth Chain Gang and just don't get the evolve. I mean, it's really tough.
I feel like the hero power is too good to not use.
I think you're right. You're evolving a 2/3 into a 5-drop. Yeah, you've got to be right. And I agree with you. Do you laugh when people fall downstairs as well?
No, I thought it was funny because my original joke suggestion was Fungalmancer into hero power. And they've sort of ended up doing that backwards.
Yeah.
Alright, attempt 2. Let's buff up this Sour Knight Chain Gang and see what that gives us.
Yeah, Fungalmancer onto the Chain Gang doesn't seem that great. Nothing else seems good.
We're evolving it.
Thrall and his Shrink Ray are having a really bad day. That is absolutely... All that could be funnier right now is if just somebody fell down the stairs or down a well or something.
Oh man, that wouldn't be funnier than this.
I think Dan's lost it. Finally, we've broken Dan. This is why he doesn't like this deck. He can't play it because of all the tears streaming down his face.
About? You said this deck's good. What have I just watched?
I told you it was a little bit inconsistent. Toast Monster's obviously just not good at this deck.
Well, this is awkward, to say the least.
Yeah, it is. I can't even come up with a better yeah than that. It just isn't the best spot to be in. Something you pointed out very much at the start is the lack of card draw can be an issue, but you know, with a Hagatha and a Jiraxis in your deck, good stuff can still happen. But they also haven't got... they have got an element, so they might have to play Electra now, actually. That's a decent pickup. That allows them to get rid of one of the Drakes.
The value trades... Well, the trades aren't ideal, though, are they?
No, I mean...
Everything still has to be traded in. And as you said, Toast Monster also can't heal this turn. He can value trade the MC tech and then evolve it, I guess, though I think he'd probably prefer to evolve the Fungalmancer.
I think you play Electra and Fungalmancer here, and then you trade in and just take it, and then next turn at least you can play Kalimos and heal for 12.
But then you're not doing anything else next turn.
Right, it's not fun.
It's still not dealing with Alexstrasza. Heal for 12, then take another 8.
Maybe they evolve and try and get something taunty and fun then. Yeah, that's what they're going to do.
Well, it's not a 1-1 or a 2-2, so there's that.
15 damage on board. I mean, they're dead to so many things here. None of them are actually happening.
There's one Mind Blast, which is 13 damage, but with 16 health. Toast Monster is just about still in this game.
Yeah, remember you can always evolve things into charge minions. Should they pick up like unstable evolution, you can sometimes get 2 charge minions in a turn.
Gonna just draw some cards.
Yeah, and get rid of this pesky 5/1 in the same time. Because then there's sort of no danger of ridiculousness killing them. And it looks very much like Taiwan are going to get this done. Oh, the stuff.
There's Anduin.
Yeah, not much was saving the United Kingdom from this chain of events.
Toastmaster needs to heal and clear the board. He can't do either.
He can stick a Lich King in the way and kill 2 minions, though.
Cool.
It's not going to work for him because the Lich King's going to get borrowed by Taiwan.
Is there a 6-mana card that has Rush and Lifesteal that United Kingdom can use to... Wait, no, the Harpy's 6-mana. Is there a 7-mana card that has Rush and Lifesteal?
Let's find out. I'm sure that Toastmaster will get one if there is.
He's more likely to get a 1/1. Close enough.
And plenty of ways of doing this, but stealing with Cabal seems the nicest. And Roger is going to equalise this for Taiwan. It's going to be 1 game apiece in this battle to go to 5 wins in the Hearthstone Global Games 2018.
Yep, I mean, the Shaman put up a bit of a fight there, but unfortunately 2 incredibly unfortunate evolves in a row was what it took to put the UK on the back foot and put Taiwan in a great position to win that game.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of people don't like that deck. That is a thing that can happen, and trying to work out how often that happens. Okay, you can maths it, but in the real world, mathsing every single situation of something like that is just a bit too mathsy. And so you go with feel, and some people get a lot good feel for the deck, and some people get a feel for the deck like Dan does, which is it's rubbish. So it just depends on what your personal experience has been.
I didn't say rubbish. I just said I don't think it can compete with the other big decks at the moment. I think Shadowwalk Shaman, regular Shadowwalk Shaman, is still just that little...
Dan speak for rubbish.
Consistent. When we come back, we will be playing out the rest of this series. The next matchup is going to be Death Idol Hunter versus Subject 9 Hunter. So don't go anywhere. We're back soon.
your skills to my team at Boom Laboratories.
Apply now.
It's Taiwan versus the United Kingdom. The score is 1-1. Both teams battling it out to see which can end the day on 5 wins in the HGG Swiss. It's been pretty evenly matched so far.
Pretty evenly matched. Both teams playing reasonably quickly. A little bit of comfort in the UK team. Ball control even smiling today. That's because both teams are likely already through. Although I'm sure they would like not only that #1 seed, but also, yeah, the word likely has been seen before in Swiss competitions.
Yeah.
Bad things have gone on to happen.
Yeah, we don't like likelies or maybes or probablys or shoulds.
Dan likes facts. Wrong Dan.
Wrong Dan, yeah.
Damn.
And
What are
like
you normally
Dan.
with Derek anyway? What are you doing here?
Where's Derek? Derek, get over here. Derek is just trotting the globe at the moment. He's on his way here via private jet, I'm sure, as we speak, trying to get here to cast that last series. We'll see if he makes it.
Yeah, using Raven's own personalised Raven. They fly
Raven's own person, Raven's
You always copy what I say.
Next up, it's going to be Death Rattle Hunter for Taiwan versus the mid-range hunter, the Subject 9 hunter for Ball Control, which... Sorry, for Jackie Chan, for the UK. Ball Control's deck. It's Ball Control's creation. And he has started with it in the opening hand. Lorinda, is that a keep or is that a mulligan?
I have no idea. I'm not Jackie Chan.
Are you Ball
Why am I even here? I think you keep it because it thins out a lot of the gubbins from your deck. And when you thin that gubbins out, you should be able to have better draws. It's not the greatest card.
Thins out gubbins. So I'm making notes.
Dan's trying to learn.
I'm learning this matchup, and now what I have is you keep Subject 9 because it thins out the gubbins.
So, good. I'm glad I'm teaching you well. You have Secret Keepers, you have obviously the Spell Stones, which means that if you draw them later and you've already got rid of the secrets from your deck, you're in a better spot. But it's not a deck I play a lot, and that's why. Mainly because it's been out for 2 days.
Threw it away. Here. Wow, I'm genuinely surprised that he threw it away. I also expected the keep there, but hey, if anyone knows how to play Subject 9, it is the controller of balls himself. Jackie's hand ends up looking good, though. We expect that the Subject 9 hunter's probably favoured in this matchup.
Right, and the reason we think that is because of the tempo, and that's might be why they throw away the 5 mana 4/4.
Yep, it's all coming together now, isn't it, Lorinda? Death Rattle Hunter tends to be good against the slower, more control-y based decks, as it has this explosion in the middle of the game and then just doesn't let up thanks to Rexstar. Subject 9 Hunter is a very aggressive deck, which tends to be Death Rattle Hunter's weakness.
And Jackie Chan already faced with a decision whether to play the Rat Trap, which seems ideal, or whether to go even more ridiculous and go for Coin Animal Companion. And this pickup of Explosive Trap might change his mind, because it would give him 2 traps on turn 4, as well as having the board with these 2 Animal Companions on turns 2 and 3.
Nope, me go face.
Oink.
Jackie looks quite happy about that.
And
I can just imagine Ball Control last turn just saying, no, we just play Huffer this turn. We just play Huffer.
yeah. And this is much better than having to wait 3 more turns for drawing a lot of secrets. Just draw the secrets anyway. How many secrets are in this deck? I'll have a quick count. It's just 6, 8, 10. Just 10.
Only 10.
So you are going to always draw secrets anyway, obviously.
Wow. And Secret Paladin used to think they ran a lot of secrets.
How many did they used to run? Like 7 or 8, right?
Yes.
So you ran a lot of one-offs. Oh, actually, this is the same. I'm being dumb.
What, 7 or 8?
Yeah, it's that sort of number. It might even be 6. There's 1 explosive, 1 freezing, 1 rat,
Hang on.
1 venom strike.
Did 10 just turn into 6?
It's turned into 8.
Okay.
There's 5.
Okay, note to self, never let Lorinda count anything.
7. If you type exclamation mark deck list in the chat right now, you can count for yourselves how many secrets are in this deck. But it's somewhere between 6 and 10, I promise. Dan's delirious today. I don't know what we've done to him.
Where's Derek? Give me Derek back.
Well, can he count to 7?
I hope so.
And United Kingdom working out here, obviously, whether to get more damage into the face or whether to do this trade. If they don't do the trade, the dangers are that Activator we played on this.
Can confirm it's 7.
Thank you.
I have only counted it once, but I'm assuming that that's correct.
If you count it several times, you get loads of different entertaining answers.
Oh, that spider one was awkward, wasn't it?
It was, but they dealt with it now, otherwise it would have got terror scaled and then it'd been even more awkward and cleared the entire board. So having something when you're trying to get a tempo situation set up is of course better than having nothing. I'm on fire right now.
Jackie's hand is looking pretty good at the moment, though. Yeah, Explosive Trap's kind of awkward with the Candle Shot. Obviously, Candle Shot makes the hero immune, which means Explosive Trap potentially does nothing. But setting up for the Spellstone on 5, upgraded twice, does look tempting. Mossy Horror also fantastic for turn 6 after Giggling Inventor gets played.
What's interesting to me in this deck is Boar has dropped the Stitch trackers, and there are not that many minions in the deck. Before he was playing, obviously in the older version, you'd play just 3 specific minions, so your tracker always found the right one.
It's a much more aggressive mid-rangey deck now, isn't it? With Dire Moles, with Crackling Razor Maws, with Bear Sharks, I believe. No, he's...
Yeah, right, so this is the problem I was having when I was going through this deck list. It's actually pretty alien.
Huh? This isn't Ball Control's list, is it?
Well, I have no idea. I mean, I have some idea, obviously, or I wouldn't be sat here talking about Hearthstone.
I was pretty certain there were Bear Sharks in this deck.
This is a very UK list. I suspect that Jackie's put his own slant on the deck, as it does change pretty rapidly. Obviously, it is a new deck. And they've really gone tight on everything. They've gone tight on the secrets. They've gone tight, especially on the Crackling Razor Maw, with only the Dire Mole and some of the traps to really work with. But what they have got is the Spellstone and a lot of secrets, and that usually spells damage for your opponent.
I guess Taiwan have to consider not attacking in case it's Wandering Monster. As we can see, attacking is just strictly correct before the minion gets played because it's Explosive Trap and Secret does nothing. But Taiwan, the mind games of Hunter Secrets does their job here.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Taiwan haven't even counted how many there are.
Maybe. It's pretty hard to actually do that.
Interesting, the one they went for 2 of is the Snake Trap. That's sort of... It's interesting because it's not particularly standard to...
It's a lot of board presence, I guess. I guess that's what this deck is going for. Lots of minions to buff with Houndmaster. Not Houndmaster Shaw, just regular Houndmaster. You did hear that correctly.
Taiwan need a lot of good things to happen on this turn. I don't see them happening. If they don't, they're going to get Mossy Horrored and done for a lot. And I mean a lot. I'm not going to count it because obviously I'm having accidents whilst counting. But a lot of damage. And follow it with the Eagle Horn Bow and the Hero Power.
Yeah, Rial seems to be on the clock here with not much time left and nothing really in his hand that's going to help him survive for much longer. Katharina may be capable of picking up a Witchwood Grizzly or something to buy a little bit of time.
I don't think they get that far. I don't think they get to turn 8.
No, I don't think they do either.
So Taiwan, obviously, not just scared of Mossy Horror, but also scared of Vexar. UK have both, so making sure they get something out of their actual Giggling Inventor before it's too late. And here they are trying to buy themselves that time to get to the turn we're talking about, and they might just get there now.
I mean, cubing the Annoyatron means that next turn, Riel can play Terror Scale twice and get 4 more Annoyatrons, but then Mossy Horror can come down. And obviously now, because the United Kingdom know that the Annoyatron is hidden beneath that cube, they're not going to play Mossy Horror this turn.
Yeah, that would have been tempting before, but now they're not. Now, they don't really want to Rexar. They've done a lot of damage this game, which means they wouldn't really want to get rid of that hero power until the last minute. This is a strategy we saw from players in Copa.
Bow plus Snake Trap doesn't look too bad.
Both plus Snake Trap or just bow plus hero power is probably the consideration. With 2 secrets up, that bow's going to get a lot of work done.
The disadvantage to playing the Snake Trap is that all of the snakes die to Mossy Horror anyway. So I think, with that being said, I do prefer the hero power with the Eagle Bow. But yeah, okay, Jackie Chan just wants to go full secret here. Full Christmas tree. Who am I? None of your business. It's what Mysterious Challenger used to say.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Even I knew that one.
You gave me a funny look. I wasn't sure.
Yes, because whoever you are, you're none of my business. Alright, so absolute ridiculous numbers of Annoyatrons going to get blown up by the Mossy Horror picture show in a minute.
I love how Play Dead is available to them as well.
Yeah, it's just going to be extremely Annoyatroning. At least they don't make the battle cry noise that they made.
I'll do it for you. Hello.
No, don't do
hello,
it. No.
Hello.
No.
No, no, no. Hello, hello, hello.
Oh my goodness.
As second snake trap picks up, the first one wasn't procced though, so now Jackie Chan, surely it's Mossy Horror time. How can he not play Mossy Horror this turn?
Yeah, he can't expect to play dead as well, but the play is a bit weird looking, because why would you activate them twice and risk a Mossy Horror unless you had more activations?
True.
And things can turn around here for Rio next turn with Katharina.
Could Rexar be played instead of Mossy Horror this turn?
Looking at the Rexar play, it doesn't actually kill enough of the things. So
No.
probably not.
There you go. Jackie shrugs at us. He's put Taiwan down to 8 health.
I don't think he knew what to do there with a weapon, but with the prospects of having to face Katharina fetching Witchwood Grizzly, having one weapon charge that hits face might be better than two that don't. For when the secrets are procced.
Sure.
He's figuring, well, they've now got 4 turns to live with just 4 hero powers. That's if we don't find another way through. So, tricky times here for Real. Let's see how this series of secrets impacts this game. There's 2 more damage, 3 turns to live. Playing around Hunter Secrets is so irritating.
Yeah, it's back to the good old days. Is it Explosive Trap? Is it Freezing Trap? But now, Wandering Monsters, Snake Traps, Venom Strike Traps are also very awkward to play around.
Yeah, that trap's also irritating, because even when you know it's... Oops! That's not what they wanted to happen.
It's not Witchwood Grizzly, is it? And now there are snakes all over the board. Oh, this can't be good.
No. Don't think Rio's impressed with this.
Still lethal. Still lethal.
Yep.
Still lethal.
Press the magic green button or kill them with one of these snakes that are in plain sight.
So one can see is Jackie Chan, the United Kingdom, go 2-1 in this series. I have to say, Lorinda, the United Kingdom's performance this year has just completely outclassed what they did last year.
Yeah, I think they've got a point to prove, because last year the team didn't seem to synergize particularly well. So Jackie and Green Sheep are still here from last year. I think they've taught the team a lot in terms of communication and having fun with it. I mean, Boar is known for being incredibly serious, incredibly sort of deep-thinking character, but even he, not just today when there's a little bit less on the line for them, but all the way through, I think he has had a lot of fun with this event. First couple of weeks, Toast Monster was a little bit edgy, a little bit nervous, but he seems to have relaxed into it too. We've
been getting the big thumbs up from Ball Control, I think, for the last couple of weeks, actually, every time he wins a game. It's always good to see. Let's take a look at what's coming up next. I believe it's going to be Odd Rogue for Taiwan versus a Malagos Druid for Green Sheep.
Yep, dismissing all rumours that Green Sheep can only play aggro. They've stuck him on the Malagos Druid. Just double checking that. It is Malagos Druid. And straight up Malagos, no togwoggle nonsense going on in this one.
Were you expecting like Living Mana Druid?
Base Druid,
aggro Druid with mulch munchers?
Yeah, I was expecting exactly that from Green Sheep. But no, he is going to play this deck, the pretty powerful deck, I would say.
It's very strong. And actually, despite what we've been saying about it not being an aggro deck, the first bit of advice I ever got when I started playing Malagos Druid after this expansion came out was from Theo. He appeared in my stream, and I was saying to him, look, doesn't Malagos Druid struggle in this matchup? Doesn't it struggle in this matchup? And Theo said to me, no, it doesn't. Just treat it like a Smork deck.
And that makes a lot of sense, actually. When we've seen these lineups... Obviously, with 9 decks, you can't have a full Smork lineup. When we've seen the more aggressive lineups in Hearthstone Global Games, it's always been Malagos Druid. It's always been part of the strategy to be the most realistically aggressive Druid deck that there currently is. Which is odd, because you'd think the token deck is, but that's actually, again, it's got its own weird place. It just sits there and grinds the game out a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's just very aggressive. It's knowing when to play these aggressive Alexstrasas that seem to be one of the big breakpoints, knowing when to go just drop that Malagos and play the Moonfires with Floop in the hand, ready to go. What do you think about this matchup overall, though? Can the Malagos Druid survive for long enough against the Odd Rogue?
It has a lot of armor gain. It has a lot of things that can get in the way. It has a lot of nuisance tools. Just going to check if it's got MC Tech. It's got 2 MC Techs in this build as well from the UK. So they're ready for this week's matchup. They've taken out some bits and pieces. Well, again, not playing Togwaggle package does help you have various other techs for the early game, and I think they should be fine hanging on here. Combination of just slowing down the rogue, stopping them going from too wide, not just with MC tech, but with traditional stuff like Spreading Plague. Obviously, you've got the normal things that we all know, the ramp. Should be too much, but then the rogue can sometimes just hit you.
So if Green Sheep wins this game, the United Kingdom win the series and get through with a 5-1 record in the HGG Swiss. That would be very impressive.
It really would.
But if Green Sheep loses with the Smalagos Druid, then it comes down to Taiwan on the Shuttlewalk Shaman versus the UK on Control Priest. And that is a matchup that can go either way.
Yeah, that's a matchup we all want to see. We've seen it a few times. We haven't seen it for a week or two. The Shuttlewalk obviously trying to combo out always leads to hilarity when that happens. Because something always goes wrong, either by design or by accident.
I like Green Sheep's hand. Not so sure about it against Odd Rogue, but Double Nourish UI does seem like a nice combination of cards.
I wonder what he's going to keep out of this. You're keeping at least one Nourish, right? I feel.
I'm almost certain. What are the other early game cards that he wants? I guess just Spellstone mostly. Wild Growths.
I mean, do you keep the MC tech? Is it too slow? Probably a little bit too slow.
It's the cheapest minion in the deck.
Exactly. It's only a 3/3. They are just going to keep the
one
one.
nourish.
No.
Yeah, I like this.
And what an awful hand for Tom unless he can draw into a 1-drop. It's not awful because he's got a Thug in it, but the days where Thug with a be-all and end-all of everything are sort of over now.
It's just Fledgling as well. Also no longer the be-all and end-all of everything.
And Sheep can just control this board for as long as he needs to get to Nourish. To the point where, dare I say it, he may Nourish for cards because he'll still be in a good shape at that point. It's unlikely.
Maybe? With no Ultimate Infestation in hand, Nourishing for cards is definitely more tempting. Arcane Tyrant can now get played on the same turn.
See how this hand develops. What is going to develop is Green Sheep killing a lot of opposing minions without any real danger. Again, you don't really need to keep a win condition against Rogue. Not dying is your win condition, and you'll find something. Hit them with a 4/12, I don't know. Something will happen, something will go your way. Plenty of ways of finding damage. One of which is sort of Spreading Plague, branching paths, even if it's a small Spreading Plague.
Right.
Tends to finish games off in a hurry.
Now the position Green Sheep's in, he needs to deal with his Hench Clan Thug somehow, and that Spellstone is still 2 armor away from being upgraded. So, he can naturalize it, but that feels rotten. He could coin out Swipe, which also feels rotten.
You can wait till next turn and Moonfire it with Swipe.
Yeah.
I mean, your Moonfire hasn't got a huge number of targets in this game, so backing up a Spellstone with it or whatever is
well, yeah,
bad.
if he's Moonfiring it, he could do that this turn. He could go Hero Power, hit the Hench Clan, and then go Spellstone Moonfire. I don't think Moonfire...
He definitely can.
It's not as vital as a win condition in this matchup, but okay, can we just go with the Naturalize?
Yeah, giving the Rogue 2 cards is nowhere near as horrific as giving the Mage 2 cards. The Mage just points those at your face over the next 2 or 3 turns. The Rogue does have to actually establish its board before it can point things at your face. Except for South Sea Deckhand, Cold Blood, like the stuff we can see. But it does tend to take a bit longer, which means you have time to recover from the downside of the Naturalize. And what else are you going to naturalize? If you're naturalizing Baku later on, you've probably already won.
Yeah, that's true. So now it's up to Taiwan to get themselves back on this board. Fledgling Daimon is just the most powerful play that they could make this turn. And again, that Fledgling, like with the Hench Clan Thug last turn, the Fledgling is saying to Green Sheep, hey, if you don't kill me, I'm going to single-handedly win the game. Much
easier to kill this than last turn, though. Multiple options available now because the Spellstone, as they picked up the Ferocious Howl, they can make Spellstone into a decent unit.
Yep.
Interesting they chose to use a Swipe knowing that Giggling Event is coming up. But they also know their opponents probably won't play the Giggling Inventor because it's coming into their coin spreading plague turn.
Dusk Fallen Aviana. Potentially the only evolved target worse than Fungalmancer and the 1/1.
I've had that happen. This is just not funny.
It's happened against me once, okay? Once my opponent evolved into that. You know what I did?
You probably UI'd?
I did. I cast the 0-mana Ultimate Infestation next turn to start off my turn.
In my hand would be Moonfire if it happened against me.
Where the rest of your cards go?
Probably dropped them behind the sofa or something.
Why does that sound like a real thing to me? Like, I can genuinely imagine you dropping your Hearthstone
Fumbling around, looking for my cards and my glasses and goodness knows what else.
Where did you go, Floop? I just played Malagos last turn.
Plenty of options available here for Green Sheep yet again. Nourishing for mana into killing something with your face, into Coin Spellstone, into double Arcane Tyrant. Uses a lot of stuff, but it does look good. He is actually going to go for the cards though, and you can see why now you've seen what he's picked up. Triple Tyrant.
Sweet essence.
And he's still going to do most of the things I said anyway, except now he has 4 cards in hand instead of 1, so this is clearly better.
Oh, Floop is such a good card.
You a fan of the Floop?
I am a big fan of the Floop. It's actually said in my Twitter bio, ever since Floop was announced, that I'm a Flipidinous Floop enthusiast.
Interesting.
I mean, I was mostly making fun of the name and how hard the name is to say and how I think I'm going to have to give up casting because I'll never be able to say Flipidinous Floop. But hey, it's not...
I can't say any words, and I'm not giving up casting anytime soon. Sorry, chat. Well, that's turned the game around in a hurry. How does Green Sheep find a way to play 3 4/4s-ish on turn 5? You're not playing aggro anymore, Sheep.
He makes it an aggro deck. One way or another, Green Sheep goes face.
And playing around the MC tech because I know there's 2 of them in the deck, so it's particularly dangerous.
Now it's sort of decision time for Green Sheep though. Like, he could go with Giggling Inventor and deal with one of these Annoyatrons, kind of awkward. Or he could go Twig, deal with one of them, still have 2 Tyrants on the board, and start to prepare for a 20 mana turn.
I think in general you go for Twig when given this option. I'm not saying that's correct here. So you start the Twig snowball rolling. That way that if the game does happen to go on for a little while, because Rogue can hang in there annoyingly long, then you do at least get that option to get that 10 mana turn later on. 2 Blood Knights in the Rogue deck as well, so don't want a Giggling Inventor anytime soon if they can help it.
Gotcha. That makes sense. However, this is a good Fungalmancer from Tom here. And he's able to clear up all of this board and start to put some real pressure into the face whilst still playing around MC Tech. This is looking to me like it forces Green Sheep to play this Giggling Inventor. I guess he could actually draw 2 cards off the Branching Path and then play a Ferocious Howl. That looks quite nice as well. Gain 7 armor.
Excuse me, just sighing away there, well I think.
Or gain 6 armor rather, and also draw 3 cards.
I think if you get Giggling Inventor and you get Blood Knighted, you just lose on the spot. That's
Yeah.
the problem that Green Sheep has here.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Branching Paths for cards, you're taking 10 that you can see. So you'd be dead to Leroy Coldblood.
But you Branching Paths for cards and then play Ferocious Howl. Because then,
Sure.
then you draw the maximum amount of armor off of the Ferocious Howl.
Okay.
But obviously lose the 12 off of the Branching.
So you do gain 5.
Oh, he could hedge, he could draw 1, gain armor, and then draw and gain
Let's
armor
see how
from
he
Howl.
feels. A number of times I want to give people cards when I play MC Tech in my deck. Got to be quick if you're Branching Paths. The animation's kind of slow on it. Malfurion looks handy. And because they picked up Malfurion, now they're going to go with the...
I like this a lot, honestly. It just makes sense. Malfurion is the armor gain card. It's the sort of win the game card against Tom. He'd love to see a Spreading Plague or something as well. Obviously, the nature of Odd Rogue means that it cannot run Mossy Horror. It cannot run the anti-Spreading Plague. So, Malfurion's... Whoa, okay, all right.
Who needs a deck anyway?
Way to put your foot on the gas, Tom.
I mean, he's got to, right? He's just seen that Green Sheep was happy with only 1 card. So he knows that bad things are happening. Doesn't get the Leroy, does get the Coldblood.
It's not the best Myra's Unstable Element that I've ever seen, actually.
It's not catastrophic, though. There's quite a bit of damage in there.
Like, he got a lot of value with the Blink Fox, with the Hench Clan, with the Vicious Fledgling, but none of these cards are going to win him the game in 1 turn.
Fungalmancer, SI7. He doesn't need to win in 1 turn. He probably needs to win in 2. Moonfire.
Well, Moonfire does nothing here. It doesn't allow Green Sheep to deal with any minions that he can't already deal with. So Malfurion, as defensive as possible, is looking good. As we can see, there's no Blood Knight in Taiwan's hand either. So Green Sheep doesn't know this, but the Giggling Inventor is safe.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to expect your opponents to have a Vile Spine here too. And there just isn't. You're right, they didn't draw any of their cards. What did they do?
It's just not a good Myra's Unstable Element, is it?
No, it has some immediate damage, but the rest of the longer term stuff, and by longer term I mean 2 turns, it's just not there.
It's just draw the 3 drops. That's the problem. And it can lead to, yeah, a pretty good turn here if they play all the 3 drops, but then Mind Control Tech can do something.
And they are going to have to probably gamble on the Giggling Inventor, which is actually going to be a good result for them because it's going to work out fine.
Sorry, correction. They drew all of the 3 drops except the one they really wanted, which was the Blood Knight.
Is it enough here for the United Kingdom, though? This is still a menacing-looking board.
If they just drew Spreading Plague, they would be fine, but still no Spreading Plague. So is there anything better than MC Tech Giggling Inventor?
They've got to MC Tech the Annoyatron, I feel.
My thoughts are
Because that's how choosing things works.
Yes. I mean, okay, if they, worst case scenario, they take the SI7 agent, they play the Giggling Inventor as well. As we can see, there's no Blood Knight. So I believe they would survive. That is the worst case scenario as well. They got it.
So now I think they're stuck into Giggling Inventor. They know they're dead here because your opponent's got to have Vile Spine or Blood Knight. They haven't, so is that enough? SI and the weapon takes down 1 Annoyatron. The 2 3/3s take down the other Annoyatron. That leaves 14 damage on board. That is going to be game number 4 to Tom60229, the world champion.
Well, if he can't win a game of Hearthstone, what good is he as a world champion anyway? As he
that's a very good point.
He's certainly earned his title again. And again, Tom is consistent. He's still doing the rounds. He's still playing the tour stops. He is certainly a truly great Hearthstone player.
Yeah, immensely popular, of course, in Taiwan.
Even the president, I think, wrote him a little letter, or wrote to him after he won the championship.
Yeah, what did he say? Dear my good friend Thomas.
Oh yeah, that's right. Tom just buddied up with me, put his arm around me, showed me the letter, said, "Yeah, President wrote me this." No, I don't know what it said.
You have done so well where Tom60228 failed.
That's suddenly a little bit creepy. The score is 2-2. We have 1 game left this series to decide who will be the team that goes 5-1. Will it be the United Kingdom or will it be Taiwan? We'll find out very soon.
Hails to my team at Boom Laboratories.
Apply now.
It's the matchup to end all matchups, as Lorinda gives us a little wave there. Shudderwock Shaman versus Control Priest. Neil, who do you think's favoured?
I think the Shudderwock should be favoured, but we just see so many things go wrong with Shudderwock Shaman. I don't think the Taiwan team are going to make any mistakes with it, but sometimes it makes mistakes with itself.
Way back when, in I think week 1, Kallax thought he had lethal, thought he'd saved himself with the Shudderwocks, and then his opponent, because there was one less freeze, had 3 Mind Blasts and beat him. Since then, we have seen at least 1 or 2 other games where the Priest, before the Shudderwock has been ready to win, the Priest has just gone Mind Blast, Mind Blast, Mind Blast, lethal. So, I agree with you on paper. I feel like the Shudderwock should be favoured, but I am so conflicted because of the games I've seen.
Yeah, it's definitely not a walkover for either side. I do feel if you have to give an edge, give it to the Shudderwock, but can definitely lose. It can just take forever. Sometimes we've seen so many matches where Shudderwock is card 29 or 30, and then it doesn't beat anything when that happens. It is very much a one-trick pony.
As we jump in to the game, Roger versus Boar Control.
Mulligan's interesting with this. How quickly do the United Kingdom want to take it? And how quickly do Taiwan want to take it as well?
So Duskbreaker has to still be helpful, right? It deals with Northshire Clerics. Hang on.
Manatide Totem is the word you're looking for.
Wrong side. Okay, let's look at the correct deck list. It deals with Manatide Totems. It deals with Glacial Shards, Gluttonous Oozes, Mind Control Text.
Acolytes of Pain, yeah.
Yeah.
So much good stuff it deals with.
Just start listing priest cards. Yeah, Boar Control can deal with his own board. Fantastic.
Fantastic. That's where he gets his name from. Look at me, I can blow my own board up. Whee! Not delirious at all. Nice looking curve here from Roger. He's not happy with the pickups, but he is going to be able to at least get stuff on the board and start to draw cards pretty soon. Volcano with Acolyte of Pain, that must be good. Not a lot he can do for like 4 turns, though, of any use.
No, but then again, there's also not really any hurry to get there. The first few turns, the Priest doesn't usually do anything anyway. It's not really until turn 4 where Twilight Drake hits the board that the games actually start.